Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is really true, is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an
Hello,
addict, I'm
everyone,
just
and
an
welcome
ass.
to the Geri Petito Show on PANJ Radio. So I'm really excited for a few reasons tonight. Number one, this is my debut here, and I just want to thank Rob Bell, and this is just an amazing opportunity for me. I just love you, Rob, and I love PANJ Radio. I have two other radio shows, guys. I am on hamiltonradio.net on Tuesday nights, 5 p.m., and I'm also live on Facebook. And I just started with Beverly Nation every other Monday night. Catch me this Monday night. At 10 p.m. Okay, so I'm just so excited. This is just amazing, and my guests tonight are off the charts. Anyone out there that does know me, I'm Geri Petito, and I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. And this is, it's more than just about drugs, guys. It's a book about any addiction. I don't really care. Every single person out there knows someone, unfortunately, that has a problem or is struggling. It may be you, it may be a family member or just a friend. All proceeds from my book will go to help people, okay? And that's a fact, all right? That's what I'm about. I'm about empowering and helping others, and that's what we should all be doing. Even if it's one person, one day, do something today, something nice for someone, okay? Because people will appreciate it and pay it forward, and you could change a life with just one act of kindness, okay? So having said that, I want to just let you guys check out this flyer, Hurt People, okay? This is an amazing series, and my guests here tonight not only star in it, but one of them is the writer of this series, okay? So I'm going to have my guests introduce themselves to you now.
Hi, everybody out there. I'm Ricardo Richard.
Hey everybody, my name is Frederica Wilson.
Okay.
Yes.
So guys, you know I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of this series, okay, everybody? And I've seen there's 5 episodes now.
Yes, it's 5 episodes.
Okay. Tell everybody this is important because hurt people. I say this all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, when somebody's not kind to you, you should be even kinder back. Right. Because we don't know what went on in their lives, and we don't know why they're so angry or hurt. But there's reasons why, you know? So tell everybody out there what prompted you to want to write this series.
Okay. So I just want to say hi, everybody that's out there. Again, my name is Ricardo Richard. I'm the creator, and I'm also an actor in the web series. I play a character by the name of Amari Cannon. So the series came about almost, well, actually it's been 3 years last Wednesday. My best friend in the whole wide world, like a brother to me, he passed away from sickle cell anemia about 3 years ago. So it left me, at that point in time in my life, it just left me really broken, and it definitely left me really hurt, and I really felt like I had a lot of unanswered questions, and I kind of really felt like he kind of left me, you know, and this was a conversation I felt like I think I had with Frederica not too long ago. And I think sometimes when people pass, it's really out of their control, you know, but sometimes you left, you know, dealing with the pieces. What basically happened was I felt like I was in severe pain, you know, emotionally. That's what I mean. I was really, really emotionally in a lot of pain. And what I didn't want to do was, because I was in a lot of pain, what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to party my life away. You know, I didn't want to,
Beautiful. I
didn't want to do anything that was just going to cause me to, have regret in life. So, make a long story short, I had, let me go back for 1 second. And the night in college, I had met my friend or whatever. I wanted to shout out to her. Her name is Corinda Clemens. She's really going through, lupus. And in one of the episodes, I talk about if you saw
That's
it.
right.
So she actually really was one of the first people. She's my best friend. She kind of actually inspired me to write. And I wrote a play years ago that I never did anything with. Hopefully one day we will, me and Frederica. It's called Misery Loves Company. So we'll see what we're going to do with that one. But that was almost 10 years ago. But anyway, make a long story short, for so a long time I didn't write. I didn't do anything. I didn't even know if I could really do it. So I had seen a web series out there on YouTube. And I remember I had hit the guy up. And I didn't know at the time the guy was actually the creator of the web series. So I hit him up or whatever. I was like, yo, how do you do that? And he was just like, create your own web series. And I just felt like I was very I was amazed because I kind of felt like this guy didn't know me. I didn't know him. And like when you talk about that one act of kindness, like I just felt like he was just saying something very positive and he was speaking life into me. And I just said, you know what? Like I started making all these excuses like we do in life. Like I can't do this because of this, or I can't do this because this is where I'm from. Or, I started thinking I'm from the city of Trenton, New Jersey. So nobody's ever done a web series in Trenton. Actually, they're starting.
Hold that thought. Everybody out there, what he just said was pretty profound. He started making excuses, and that's what most of us do. So the minute we stop making excuses, this is what happens, right?
Yes. So I think sometimes I feel like, not to be like super deep, but I feel like sometimes like when God knocking at your door, he wants you to do something. It's like being I don't know what the room, what it's called. You know the rooms like you run in and you try to figure out. It's like a maze.
Yep.
So I felt like it was certain things that was happening in my life where I couldn't get away from it.
Okay.
Like I had to do it. You get what I'm saying? So I basically...
ran with it.
Yeah, I ran with it. I started writing. I had told myself, I was like, okay, for like a year or half a year, I'm going to save money. I didn't have no cash. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no camera. I didn't have no experience. All I had was an idea. All I knew was that I'm going to write through this pain. And I hope one day that the pain that I'm going through, I hope I can give this back to God. Like, I hope somebody can be blessed by it. You get what I mean? So that way I felt like my friend death wouldn't go in vain. Beautiful. So what I did was January 2015 came around. No, 16. And I just started writing. I didn't even know the correct format to write a script. I just started writing.
And now you have 5.
Now I have 5 episodes. Okay. Yes. So I started writing. Initially, when I first started the project, it was supposed to be about brotherhood. I just wanted to show... I wanted everybody to show the relationship that I had with my best friend. Just me and him. So I wanted to share that with the world. Because anybody that know them, and Frederica could attest to this, he was like the life of the party. Like, he was like Kevin Hart. Like, he was just a funny personality. And I felt like the world was at a disadvantage. You get what I mean? So
you took something really, really sad and really broken.
Yes.
And you made something beautiful out of it.
Yes.
I'm going to read your poem, okay? I wrote a poem for you. And this poem is really his story in a nutshell. Okay, everybody? So this is my first show with PNJ Radio here, and I just want to let everybody out there know that I write poems for all my guests. So, hurt people, bitter and broken. Ricardo Richard is this young man's name. Hurt people is his claim to fame. These words I live by, I quote them so much when helping to heal the lives that I touch. A degree in teaching is where he has worth, but in reality, just here on this earth. His real passion lies way deep in his soul. Putting faith in God is what makes him whole. His passion was in artistry as far back as he knows, always wanted to create. In doing so, it shows. Sometimes it takes a tragedy to finally know your worth. KYW is my phrase, dear, if in understanding hurt. It took your friend to pass to say, I've had enough. I've got to take my pain, redirect it, because I'm tough. So I'm going to just continue on because you've heard this a few times. I'm going to go down to where this is really, really, really important. Okay? You are a team player, want to see all do good. You live your life fearless the way that you should. Wasn't always like that until that tragic day. Your best friend is your angel guiding you along the way. In this ocean we call life, time for you to now jump in, fulfilling all your dreams. Look to God and you will win. God will be there smiling, hearing Jesus say, "Well done, my child. Welcome in that day." So that's for you. And I also have a gift for you as well. I have my book, so this is for you. Frederica, let's talk about you a minute.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you a minute. So, when I saw this series, I have to say, she's my favorite. Everything that she's supposed to portray in this series comes out 100%. 100%. So, I'm going to read your poem for you as well, but I want you to tell everybody out there a little bit about why this series worked for you and why you're so passionate about it.
Well, the series worked for me, first of all, because, it's my cousin. He asked me to do it, so I was already on board, especially with the reasoning that we were doing it. You know what I mean? I always told him, you could write, we should do something. I was excited about the play we had coming out, but nothing ever came of it. I used to send him picture messages like, "Yo, I still got the book. Like, what's up? When we gonna do this
still
play?"
got it.
But it meant a lot, and just because it's real life, people really go through these things.
That's right.
So just to see it come to life and to see that the lives that it could change, I was all for it.
You're all on board.
Yeah.
Because I did a little stalking about you as well.
Yeah. Can I say one thing, though?
Yeah.
And to say that Frederica's, I feel in my heart as she born to do this. So this was, to me, it was just a blessing to have her on it, because when you see her performance, you're going to feel every emotion,
It's true.
So the arts has always been in her. So this was just her first opportunity.
So I didn't make your poem very deep because I don't even know you, but I was told some things that I thought were beautiful. So here's this one for you, okay? Hurt people. Frederica Wilson is a woman of strength. Growing up wasn't easy, but a quitter she ain't. A bigger heart you will not find. This beautiful gal is one of a kind. She's the mom of a boy 13 years old. His mom loves him so. He's her treasure and gold. She opens her home to all kinds of folks. She lives a godly life. Her life is not a hoax. She's a writer and poet, a gospel rapper too. She's also an actress in this series. It's true. Her People is the series she's done. Her show name is Summer, and her age is 31. Her son is an actor who even played a sad role. Her people, bitter and broken, made whole. Such a beautiful smile. She's silly and fun, lives life to the fullest for her and her son. So this is for you, girlfriend. And I also have a book for you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, when I saw this series and I saw Summer's role in this series, it made me cry. I don't really cry that easy because I always try to say, okay, guys, you guys are acting, okay, but I got to tell you something. It brought me back to, I felt their pain. And that is amazing, because when an actor can bring you to that in a series like this, right, it's unbelievable. I got angry at the writer. I did, I love him, but I did get angry at the writer because I'm like, this is very sad, So your life wasn't always easy, correct?
Right.
Okay, so that also helped with you bring out what you needed to bring out in the series, right? Because I feel like if they put anyone else in there, it wouldn't have been so impacted, correct?
Can you make a little joke about that, though?
Make a little joke.
Originally
I was supposed to play
somebody else.
I was supposed to play a different character.
Okay.
I was supposed to play Bree's character.
Okay.
And one day we was just sitting around, and I was like, well, let me try Summer. Because I felt like the person who he had for originally, I'm like, she too nice. She can't be Summer. Like, let me try. So I tried, and he was like, yo, we got to switch it.
Yeah.
And so I did it, and me out watching it when it first came out, I was just like, man, I did horrible. Yeah, that's how I felt. I didn't think I did a good job.
Okay,
at all.
but she did amazing. Okay, amazing. Okay, so what do you think about her performance?
It was so interesting when we first started doing it. I was just like like I said, she was supposed to be the Brie character because I felt like it was similarities, you know, with her life and trying to find out who she was and stuff like that, her being adopted. So immediately I was like, Frederica could do this role. But one day we was just sitting there with just me and her, and she did this role, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, what am I going to do? Like, that's what I thought, like, oh my, like she killed it, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like we about to get ready to film, and everybody's been rehearsing their part, and I'm like, but I gotta stop it. Like I was like, she has it, like this is her role, like it was really meant, like, and I think she did a great job, and for me, being a relative of hers and being a fan of hers, I just want her to continue to just keep going. You get what I'm saying? Continue to act, to continue to write, continue to inspire, because if I feel like with my role, if one of my roles doesn't get you, it's something in there for everybody.
But I want to say something about something else that this young man just said, because Ricardo, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, wow, this is the first time he's done anything like this. He's young, okay? And he's been hurt and he's been broken.
Absolutely.
But he still knew enough that even though everyone rehearsed their lines and he's directing this and he wrote this, what was right for it. And he knew enough, even at that point, to say, no, wait a minute, we got to have her play Summer. Yeah. And that I give you, listen, I give you respect for that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of young people wouldn't have been able to do that or felt the courage to do that. They would have been like, oh, wow, everybody, let's just go on. But
just
no, you didn't do that.
Yeah,
you didn't do that. Okay? So now let's talk about hurt people. Everybody, including myself, we've all been hurt. And if you're going through life saying you've never been hurt, then you need a little help, and maybe we can help you, because we've all been hurt. Okay? Some more than others, of course. And I never judge anybody's pain because we're not walking in their shoes. So let's talk about the series, Hurt People, and let's talk about how it can help. We want to talk to the audience now,
yes.
And we want to let them know how it will impact them in a positive way. So talk together amongst yourselves about some scenes or some things or what's really, really impacting for these people to listen to and why they need to watch it.
Okay, so we have, it's called Hurt People, Bitter and Broken. Because most people that's hurt, they're broken in different areas of their life, and sometimes you could become very bitter, depending on where you are in life and where sometimes in life you might feel like you should be further along. So basically, this series it is around three central antagonists. You have Bashir character. He's a preacher's kid. So, and then he has his father. So he's a single father, and his father is a pastor. So he just wants him to just be on the straight and narrow. He wants them to do right, but he's also a people's pleaser. He wants to please everybody. So you have his girlfriend who's just like mad at the world, Summer, right? She's like angry at the world because she lost her child. And, that could be really, really hard. Yes. Trauma, that she experienced. So she's just mad at everybody. She's mad at God. She doesn't want anything to do with anybody. You have my character. His name is Amar. He's struggling with alcoholism. He's a single father as well, and he's just a kid still. Yes. Like, even, I think what happens is sometimes life happens so fast, and then you're a kid one moment, and the next minute you're an adult. And then sometimes people expect you to just know how to pay bills and know how to live on your own, and it doesn't work like that. Everything has to be self-taught, even from a child. Even from me being a preschool teacher, you have to teach them how to write. You have to teach them, like, everything goes back to the beginning. So he's living in this world where he's like still a kid, but he's a grown-up, and the way he deal with his hurt is, I'm going to drink. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to party. I'm going to not deal with my problems, not realizing the problems are still going to be there even after he drinks.
I have to interrupt you.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm only 30. 30.
When I talk to Ricardo, it blows me away. Because even at 30 years old, guys, at 30 years old, let me show them this. I stopped doing drugs. Okay, at 30 years old, I stopped doing drugs. This young man is 30 years old. You talk the way I talk now.
Wow. Okay?
Continue. I had to say that.
So, he's going through alcoholism. And one thing I wanted to say was my friend or whatever, he had sickle cell, but he was also hurt and broken. My best friend, he suffered from alcoholism. His way of dealing with his pain and what he was going through was to drink. So I just wanted to bring a little bit of light to kind of who he was through that Murray character. He goes through a lot, my character, but in the end, you'll see resolution. You'll see how he get through it. Because I didn't want to just show the pain. I wanted to show the resolution as well.
So that hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened
so
yet.
I'm so happy. Thank you for even saying that to me. Now I feel better.
Yes, you see some resolution. I wasn't able to save my best friend, but hopefully I'll be able to save some lives out there that's dealing with alcoholism. Okay. Then you have the Summer character. You have the Bree character. She's lost. She's been in foster care. She's been in this system her whole life. And she's at a point now at 25 years old where she's kind of somewhat established. She just received her associate's degree. But she just feel like, I want to know where I come from. I don't want to know what I look like. I want to know where my attitude comes from. I want to know these things. Sometimes we take for granted. So she's in search for who her foster mother is. So those are the characters. As you watch it, you'll see a lot of hurt. You'll see a lot of pain. But towards the end, you'll see a lot of things unravel. And it's a series, so hopefully we'll be doing a season 2. So you'll see whatever you don't see in this season, you'll see, some in the next season. So, yeah.
So they will be doing a season 2.
Yes, we will be doing a season 2.
They will be doing a season 2.
Yes, we will be doing a season 2. But I just want to say one more thing about hurt people. Yes, we all hurt. We all deal with some type of hurt.
Look at the camera. Tell them.
Yes, we all deal with some type of hurt. We all deal with some type of trauma. I'm still going through hurt because, like I said, my best friend passed away a day before he died. I ignored his phone call because I was hurt at something he did and he was hurt at something I did. But sometimes in life, we always feel like we have time. We always feel like, like the type of relationship we had, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. I'll talk to him in a couple of days. We'll cool off. We brothers. We'll always talk. And then he just died, and my stepmom, the look at her face, and I was like, what? And she just they found your best friend dead. And it was my whole world stopped. If that could make any kind of sense. Yep. Everything just stopped for me. The world froze. And I broke down because I felt like I had time. I felt like I had time to mend this relationship. And one thing I want to say out there, I have always had the best relationship, with my mother. And we're trying to do better, now. But one thing I can say is you have to forgive. And that's something I'm going through as well, too. You have to forgive. You got to forgive because what happens is when you don't forgive, you allow people to have power over you.
I love this.
And you're stuck. And guess what? People is what, Fred? They live in their life. Mm-hmm. They on the beach. They in Paris. They in France. They're living their best life. And you're sitting there bitter and broken and hurt. You gotta let that stuff go. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But I think some things that can help is writing. That helped me. Getting in the journal, writing. Also therapy. Get that stuff out. And the one thing I realized is when we was talking about just every day that we eat, right? Eventually, that stuff has to come out of you.
There it is. Go ahead.
So it's the same thing with hurt. That stuff has to come out of you. You get what I'm saying? Something somebody said to you maybe when you was 15 years old or 5 years old and you're still hurt. Get that stuff out. Go talk to somebody. It's okay. And one thing I realized was I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey. And I grew up where what goes in the house stays in the house. That's how I grew up. Okay. But what I realized as an adult now that I'm older, and if I feel like I have issues, I understand what goes in the house stays in the house. But now that I'm older, I need to go get help and go talk to somebody about it.
I have to interrupt you. What you just said was so beautiful and profound because I'm going to tell you something. And I grew up in an Italian household, and we grew up with what goes on in the house stays in the house. I was the first one in my family to ever get pregnant before I got married, go to art school and draw naked people. I was the first one to do drugs. I was the first one to go into a rehab, and I was the first one to go into counseling. I stayed in counseling for 20 years, and it changed my life. Yes. So it's not just if you grew up in Trenton or if you're Italian, whatever. A lot of families, especially older fashioned families, tell you that will destroy you. Yes. Guys, you have to talk to someone. I don't care if you can't afford counseling. Get a friend. Get a person. Okay? Everyone needs a person. I learned that from Megan Malfi from My Bipolar Rules. Check out her page, guys, on Facebook. She suffers from bipolar, and what she's done with this page is unbelievable. So if you're having a good day, you check out her rules, because when you're having a bad day, she has a rule for each emotion you can feel. My Bipolar Rules, guys, okay? Check it out on Facebook. You can ask me, find me on Facebook. I'll hook you up with her. what you just said was so beautiful and profound. Okay, because you're right.
Right.
But I have to say something else. Forgiveness, of course, is key. And I forgave my mom for a few things after she was gone, but it still changed my life. I still forgave. But I want to say something. Forgiveness does not mean allowing others to abuse you either. We have to get that out there. Forgiveness can also mean this. You can forgive that person. They don't have to be in your life. But don't do anything to harm them or hurt them. But know when to keep the door closed and know when to walk away. That's also okay. But forgiveness is key. Yes. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
So talk about that a little bit.
Yes. You know, and I feel like at times I go through that as well. Knowing when to let go. It's hard. It really, really is hard. I'm currently going through that right now. But just knowing when it really all starts with self-love.
That's right.
I think a lot of it is we don't love ourselves. I know I dealt with that for a lot of part of my life, you know, not loving myself. And I think that's where it starts because whether we like it or not, we're going to be with ourselves for the rest of our lives into eternity. So you might as well start getting to like yourself, getting to like your flaws and, you know, just getting to know you. And the other thing I always say is prayer. You know, I haven't always felt like I had the best relationship with God. I'm trying to work on it and getting better with the Lord. But I think that even in the midst of everything that I was going through, just having access to God, like just being able to talk to him, you know, like just being able to build a relationship with him, that's what's going to also help. Like those three things, like I said, counseling, writing, talking to somebody, and just knowing that you're not alone. What did you say before, Fred, before we came here about a lot of times we go through stuff and we feel like we in it by ourselves, right? And I feel like that's the enemy kind of.
That's right.
To make you feel like what you going through, you ain't nobody going through that. It's just you. It's just you. You know? And we have a powerful scene that's in the second season where Bashir's going through something and he has the enemy in his voice like, don't nobody love you. Don't nobody care about you. Do it. Kill yourself. Do it. You know, those voices, those inner voices. And sometimes we just got to get out of our own head and get out of our own way.
That's right.
You get what I mean? So
when we do that, guys, when we get out of our own way, that's when we can heal. Because everybody is going through something. You're not alone. There's not one of you out there, I don't care what your struggle is. And like I said before, some worse than others. Someone else is out there. And now, you know, you have something that I didn't have. Okay, I'm a lot older than you guys. You have something out there, social media. I didn't have that. You can now, there's groups for everything. There is. So find a group if it's something that you're struggling with. Everybody needs to find a person, to find someone to connect with. Because if you don't do that, that's what's going to kill you inside first before it ends up killing you physically. Yes. Right?
Yes. I was just saying to my best friend, shout out to Sacred Downer. She's a boxer. She won her fight.
Ooh.
So shout out to her. AC,
so
I
cool.
love you.
Yeah, go girl.
I was basically telling her, she called me the other day, and she held me accountable. And she was like, you know, something you did, I felt like it wasn't okay. And I felt like everybody need that best friend and I told her, like, everybody needs somebody like you in your life. You need somebody that's going to keep it real with you. Like, that's going to say, no, enough is enough. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's time for you to get up and get your life together. Like, we all need that friend. Like, not a friend that's just always going to pat you on the back and, oh, feel bad for yourself. And, oh, you know, I know this person hurt you. And, you know, just stay there and lay there and be drunk and get high. And no, you need a friend that's going to be like, look, you know better. And it's time for you to get yourself together and let's do it. Like, so we all need accountability and we all need support. So get somebody around you that's going to support you, but also I feel like that's going to keep you accountable, keep your soul accountable.
I'm going to ask you to say something to the mic. Yes. Say, Elvisito, we're talking to you.
Elvisito, we're talking to you, dude.
The reason I'm laughing, and this is so funny, is because Elvisito, a good friend of mine who made like the world book for Kung Fu and all that. Okay, so he can like defend the world, this guy. He sings Elvis songs, okay? And he's amazing. And he told me yesterday he's afraid of me because I'm that person that will, when he calls me, he already knows he's calling me so I could kick his butt.
Right.
Okay, so isn't that great?
Yes,
Everybody needs to have their butt kicked once in a while, even me. Come on.
Yes, but do it out of love, like you said.
Oh, honey, it's always out of love.
Out of love.
When I'm kicking your butt, I have a smile on my
Yes,
face.
yes. Long as you,
Okay?
and I realize that sometimes it's not what you say, but it's how you say
right.
it. I can say something like, get your stuff, or I can say, you know what, I love you, but
Get
you gotta
your
get it
crap
together.
up.
So it's not what you say, people, it's how you say it.
That's
and
right.
when you do it out of love, people can only receive it. So
Ooh, I
my
love
thing
this.
is get accountability partner. Get somebody that's gonna hold you accountable. You know, somebody that's gonna hold you to a standard in life. You get what I'm saying? Like, get somebody around you that's gonna do that. So that's one thing I would recommend out there. Accountability partner. Accountability partner. You know, because we got all these friends that go have fun with, go out to dinner with, spend your money with, all these things that do negative stuff with. Not saying there's nothing wrong with going out to dinner and stuff, but all the stuff to do, you know, you got friends that do bad stuff with. Get you somebody that's going to, you know, keep you accountable to the good things.
Jerry, you got a phone call.
All right, so this might be my guest calling in. Okay. Phone caller?
Hi, this is Danny.
Hi, Danny. I just want to introduce you. Everybody, Danny Felt is my guest calling in tonight, and Danny is also an amazing young woman. And what she does, and I'm going to read her poem, and then I'm going to have her talk to you about it. What she does is she actually helps artists, any kind of artists, get their word out, get their whatever it is they need to let the world hear. So we're going to have a great little interview with Danny. Danny, I'm going to read your poem first, okay? Because I want
Sounds
everybody
great.
to know who you are. Okay, guys. I met Danny Felt at a red carpet premiere. She seemed really sweet and hung out with me there. She's like a drug dealer for music. They call her the plug. She loves connecting artists and will then give you a hug. A singer and songwriter, singing nursery rhymes at 2, recording and writing as a teen, and loves performing for you. She hates public speaking, but co-wrote a book and has her own show. This gal is off the hook. Mentors and masterminds, she's titled her show, Helping Entrepreneurs to Be Creative, you know? She created an online course empowering artists from within, teaching them to look inside, be comfortable in their skin. She really loves nature. The irony is such, she's allergic to flowers, but she loves them so much. Her favorite music is Broadway. Her friends and boyfriends all should know. All her relationships have songs. She's written about them for a show. The best part about this young lady, the reason her life's now a song, she was bullied real bad as a kid and determined to prove them all wrong. Danny, that's why I love you, girlfriend. So I want you to tell everybody out there about, we'll start with you talking about you being bullied and how you wanted to prove them wrong and what you ended up doing with it.
First
Talk
of all,
talk
oh
as
my
loud
God,
as you can.
that poem is amazing. I love that poem so much. That was so cool.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you so much.
Tell everybody how you were bullied, and as a kid, you knew enough to not just fall and let this destroy you, that you wanted to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, as a kid, I was definitely bullied, and it was really hard in high school and middle school. I just never really fit in to like the typical like cool crowd or popular crowd. Like no matter what I did, it just like wasn't me like inside. But you know, that created such a powerful drive within me to just go be successful and make sure that, you know, I become as successful as possible. It drove me so much to prove everyone wrong that I could do it, and that people just, you know, I wanted to prove them wrong so badly. But I'm really grateful for it, because it has given me so much drive and motivation to do everything I'm doing. So even though it was really, really hard as a kid, I'm really grateful for the experience, because it made me a really strong person.
So I remember, I'll never forget this ever, because I'm a people person and I hug everybody, you know, and one day I'll get slapped for it, but it's okay, you know, I'll probably still continue to hug everybody. But when we met at this premiere, we were waiting for it to start, and it was in a movie theater, and we were all sitting there hanging out, and we didn't know each other, right? And you looked over and smiled, and I said hello, and you actually, we were all in like this booth, and you actually slid over to us to talk. I'll never forget that. And that was like hugging me, you know, like, so you made yourself so vulnerable to us, and it was beautiful. But, you know, when I listen to you and you talk about your story, What do you think the difference was in you as a child versus another child that can't say, I'm going to prove them wrong, and allows it to affect them? What was the difference in you?
That's such a good question. I think some people just don't have the guidance and support, and I've worked with a lot of really incredible people over the years that have helped mold me to who I am today. And so I feel like that might be something a lot of people are missing, is the right mentors and the right coaches and the right people to really hold them through everything. But I think one of the biggest reasons that I got out of it was learning about, you know, how important it is to believe in yourself and to create your own reality through your thoughts. And that's why watching that movie, The Secret, really changed my life. And I feel like if more people watched that movie and understood the power they have of their own life, you know, they could really shift things a lot.
I watched that movie. Have you guys seen The Secret?
No, we haven't seen
Okay.
it.
Danny, say hello to Ricardo and Frederica.
Hi
Hi,
guys.
Danny.
How you doing?
So they're in the series
How are you?
Hurt People, Bitter and Broken, and they're going to connect with you on Facebook as well. You know, what you just said is amazing. You know, I would love to get in touch with the school systems and tell them, you know, instead of teaching algebra, because we really don't need that anymore, because everyone's taught with their own calculators, their own cell phones, whatever. So how about having a class every single week for all children with a motivator speaker who's going to talk to them and empower them? How about that?
I love that idea.
Because
It's
think
amazing.
about what you said. You had people in your life to help. All children should have that opportunity. You know,
Definitely.
right? So now you've taken that. Now tell everybody about your career and what you do and how you motivate musicians and artists. Talk to us.
My program or my company, which one?
Both of them. I want you to tell the world about Danny, whatever it is you want us to hear.
Okay. Well, I started out being a singer-songwriter, which I still do today, and I just saw that there was a missing link for people that want to connect with other people.
See?
So I built a company around empowering other people and connecting people to people that they don't know. So, for example, if a musician needs to get in touch with like a producer or a music video producer or a web designer, I created a giant network of people that can help them.
Wow.
That's cool. Look at
Because
that.
I just
Yeah,
love
that's
to help
cool.
connect people and empower people. And, you know, some people are so talented, but they just don't have the right connections. And
Exactly.
so I created that bridge so that I can help them get to where they want to be.
I have 2 clients for you, girlfriend. I have 2 clients for you.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love it.
I love what you're doing.
Thank you. I can talk a little bit about my program, too.
Yep.
So I went through many online programs, but I thought what was really missing in them was the mindset part of it. So I created an artist empowerment online course, which the first module is all about helping artists get more in touch with who they are, who they want to connect with, who they want to perform with, who they want to write with, getting them really in touch with their greatest desires, you know, and building their mind up so they can be more confident, more empowered, teaching them about networking skills so they can build more relationships, teaching them about online branding so that they know how to build their own websites and build their own social media brands, and just helping empower them so they can reach a way, way higher potential than they ever imagined.
You have 3 clients now because I need you. I need you.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. I love it.
You know.
Yeah, I want to help. And one of the biggest, I have to shout out to Abraham Hicks because I listen to her all the time, and she's inspired me so much to create this course and to teach the law of attraction to musicians. And it includes artists having gratitude journals and just being really appreciative and being really connected and realizing there is something bigger than themselves, and realizing that, you know, having them make vision boards and having them just create like what they really want to attract into their life and getting super, super clear on that so that they can be more successful.
I love that.
Thank you.
I have a silly story about the law of attraction, okay?
Yeah.
You talked about The Secret and all that, and I I'm a fan. I mean, I agree. Absolutely. I believe 100% what you put out there is going to come back. So everybody should be putting nothing but positive, positive, positive out there. Okay? Years ago, it was probably at least, I don't know, 15 years ago. It could have been a little bit longer, whatever it was. I was in AC in a casino, and we were in this restaurant in this casino. I think it was Brigada, having something to eat. I have my back to the door, and I'm sitting with my ex-husband at the time and his parents. So I have my back to the door. My mother-in-law has her back with me, and my husband at the time and his dad were facing the door. And I'm also a vegan chef. So I said to them, oh, I have to get in touch with the cooking show, Bobby Flay. I said, because they cut these coconuts and they filled it with Caribbean rice. And I have to find out how they made those coconuts look so beautiful, what they did to cut the coconut. All of a sudden, my husband at the time says, ask him yourself. He just walked into the restaurant. It wasn't his restaurant. I go, what? So my husband jumps off the chair, goes over. He's shaking his hand, talking to him. Bobby Flay goes like this to me to come over. And he let me talk to him about the silly coconuts. And I'm an Elvis fan, so I'm laughing. And I'm going, why couldn't I have said Elvis? Why couldn't I have said Elvis? You know? But isn't that funny? So I believe in all that, you know? So whatever you want to come back, guys, you got to put out there.
Yes, 100%. Vision it, and a big part of it's emotion. You know, you have to be in a higher vibration. You can only attract things at a certain level when you're at a certain level. So if you're in a really bad mood, you can't really attract the things that you really, really want. So it's so important to focus as much time as possible on doing things that make you happy, you know, whether that's singing or drawing or filming or watching Hulu or whatever can help you get back into that positive mindset. That's how you can attract those ideal things.
So let's talk about that a little bit more. What you just said is amazing. You're absolutely right. I want to hear more about that from you. So if you're in a really bad mood and you are saying, okay, this something good is going to happen, but you're in a really bad mood about it, so it's probably not going to happen, correct?
Yeah, you can only attract things at a certain level. It's almost like if you're in an elevator and you're on level 3, you can only attract people and opportunities on that level or below.
Oh my God. We can clap.
Yes,
No, we can clap.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I love it, Dan.
Oh, wow. I never looked at it like that.
Tell us more.
Yes,
right?
That was beautiful.
Tell us
Yeah,
more.
like Abraham Hicks talks about it, how it's like a radio station. So you're tuned into one frequency, and then you can only attract things on that frequency. Like, you're not going to listen to country if you're listening to rock. You're not going to meet rock people if you're listening to country. So it's so important to really try to raise your vibration and get in alignment as much as possible with things that do make you happy. Because it's like when you try really, really hard and you're like really desperate, you're on like a certain level, right? But then if you're like doing something that you love, like for example, if I'm writing a song, I'm so happy. If I'm in the studio, I'm so happy. So magically, like whenever I get out of that studio, like I'm in a better mood, and so I'm going to naturally attract better opportunities and situations, you know, versus if I was just like really angry. You notice if you're like really angry, you walk into like the store and you just attract these people that are angry, you know, or sad. So it's so important.
Wow. So okay, what you're saying is really beautiful because you're right. Number one, you're right. And, you know, maybe it could help us all, like be in a little bit of a better mood every day, even wake up and, you know, fake it till you make it, right? Just be in a better mood, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
gratitude helps a lot
gratitude.
too.
I learned something vital through this nutritional course of my life. I'm a nutritional health coach, guys. I forgot to say that. And the one thing that I learned over the last 5 years was our food plate is important because I'm also a vegan. Most of my diet's organic, and I did cure myself of 2 cancers back in the day, way back in the day, all right, without, you know, medical help and all that. I did it all natural, thank God. But I was always under the impression most of my life that your food plate was the most important thing. But over the last few years, what I've learned is that's secondary. It's very important, but that's secondary. Your happiness is first. Because you could eat the most healthy diet. You could be all organic. You could be a vegetarian. You could be a vegan. If you are miserable daily, your stress will overtake all the good the food is doing, and it can kill you. Wow. And that is the truth. So our real first and foremost important food plate should be our happiness. The second plate is our food. So what you're saying,
Absolutely.
Danny, is amazing. How old are you? Tell everybody out there.
28.
28. So I'm listening to you talk, and I'm thinking you're a lot older as well. You guys, the three of you, my three guests tonight, guys, are just unbelievable with knowledge. I can't even believe you guys are so young and with all this knowledge. Do you guys have any questions for her?
I think my question is, you know, you can have an idea. Was it the mentors that helped you really, like, did it help really unfold it, or was it just something that really happened where you were just like, okay, I really have to do it? Because you know it's the difference between having an idea and actually really, you know, doing it. So what was that for you?
I have two key people in my, I mean, I have many key people, but two key people that I would say are, one is my business coach, who keeps me really on point with focusing and making sure that I get things done when I say I will, and not getting distracted, which as an entrepreneur, it's super easy to get distracted and want to do a million different things. So I would say, like, having someone, like, there that can really keep you accountable is so important. And then number two, I'm super big on holistic. So I go to this incredible energy healer named Gabrielle Weber, who's, like, changed my life, my brother's life, my mom's life, my aunt's life, my dad's life, etc. And she's, like, just done a lot of energy healing on me and got rid of a lot of subconscious thoughts. So, like, doubt and, like, not believing that, you know, I deserve money. And so a big part of it is also that. So I would say it's a combination of both.
Wow.
Danny, give her a shout out. Tell everybody loud and clear what her name is and where she's located.
I believe her website is what is it? Hold on, I'm going to Google it right now.
Okay. While she's Googling.
Gabrielle Weber, she'd be awesome for your show. She's like a healer, nutritionist, psychic.
Okay.
She's awesome.
Where is she located, though?
Norriton.
Where?
But she could definitely, it's called Norriton in Pennsylvania. She could definitely do a interview, though.
So, you know, everything that you're talking about kind of coincides with everything they were talking about. So that's why I thought the three of you would be awesome together. It's all about empowering, right? It's all about empowerment, empowering others, and putting out that positivity.
Absolutely.
Give me 1 second, Dan. This is my first show here, guys, on PANJ Radio. So will you give me a sign when we have like 5 minutes left? Okay. So Danny, listen, when I met you, what I really loved about your personality, it was just so jumpy and sparkly and just positive and just smiling, like, you know, and you were so, I can't wait. And I just loved it. You know, I just loved it. I was like, she's going to be amazing, you know? So I want you to, if you had a young person in front of you that said they were bullied or they were insecure or they're going through some trauma, talk to the audience, because there are people out there like that now that are listening. What advice would you give them?
I would say pour it into every creative outlet imaginable. Whether you want to do poetry, songwriting, whether you want to write a movie about it or a film or a screenplay, just pour it into something that is productive instead of, you know, just keeping it inside. Like, music is one of the best ways to, like, express anger and sadness. Anytime a guy breaks my heart, that is all I do is write about it.
I love that.
So music is such a powerful tool, and just the arts in general. You could paint about something, you could write a poem, you could dance about something. Just, like, use creative expression as a tool and an outlet to really empower yourself and get you out of that bad mood, because when you do that, it helps release a lot of tension from you. So, and also, like, have, like, fallbacks. Like, one thing that I put in my program is about people writing down their triggers and things that bother them, and then making a list of things that they can go to when they feel that way. Like, if it's a certain person, if it's just, like, if it's reading a book, if it's watching a movie, you know, try to always get yourself out of that mindset. So try to do something that gets your attention off of it. You know, like, okay, I'm really angry right now. Like, what can I do to, like, calm down? Like, self-awareness is really important. And then, okay, maybe I should go read a book, or maybe I should go take a walk, or maybe I should go write a song. But whatever it is, like, don't stay in that mindset. Do something that, have like a list of things like prepared so that you know different things you can do when you get into that, so you can get yourself out of it faster.
Beautifully said, girlfriend. You know, it's so funny. The reason why I think I'm in a good mood most of the time is because I get to write guest poems and I make fun of everybody every day. So, and you're right. You know, every person in my life I have a poem for, because that's what I do. And you know what? That has helped me tremendously. So you're right. Wow. A lot of insight. Your program, let's talk about that. So do you have like one set fee for a program that you give to someone? How does that work?
Right now, it's a one fee of $297, and you just go to artistpluginprogram.com/enroll. But I am actually considering breaking it down into 4, so that if people only want networking, they don't have to get mindset. I think all 4 is important, but some people might have one thing down and want some help with something else. So I'm considering also breaking it down into 4.
So that would cut the cost to a quarter of the price. Is that right?
Yeah, or they could buy 2, they could buy 3 or 4.
Because I'm definitely interested in checking it out, and I think there's one of them that I'm very interested in.
Which one?
Probably the networking.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. See, there's a reason everybody meets. I mean, look at this, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, I have to say this because, you know, we're talking about networking, and we're talking about find a person, and we're talking about everybody needs somebody, be accountable to them, or somebody to help you. Everybody needs somebody in their life, you know. But even this young man, Danny, how I met him, it was crazy, you know. Yeah. Do you want to share that a little bit? Because how did we meet?
So I was basically, like I said, I'm from like Trenton, New Jersey. I don't know if you ever heard of it, Danny.
The hood, Dan.
But,
the hood.
Yeah, I live in the hood. Well, I don't live in the hood no more, but I used to live in the hood. But I still go to the hood. But anyway, I still got family in the hood. But anyway, I created this series in the city of Trenton, but it's not really a lot of support where I'm from. So what I did was I was just like, I need to figure out how to network and how to get it out there. So I was like, well, let me just see what type of radio stations is in the area. So I came upon Hamilton Radio, but I never knew Hamilton had a radio station because I'm from Trenton. So I said Hamilton Radio, but I was like, maybe Hamilton is like, it's called Hamilton Radio, but it's not really in Hamilton. I didn't know. But I saw it was like 6,000 people that liked the Facebook page. I was like, oh, this is kind of a big platform. So that's when I remember just sending a message or whatever. And I didn't get anything. So I was going out, you get what I mean? So having a little bit too much fun.
Do you get what he means? Drinking.
Yes, okay. Having a little bit too much fun. And I remember seeing a message
But here I'm gonna talk about that part because I now can like check all Hamilton radios. They made me an administrator so I can check. So there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages a week. I've only answered 3. My gut told me all 3 times to answer this person. Wow. And that's the God's honest truth. 1 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep. I'm on my couch with my phone checking Facebook. Yeah. I see his message and I scrolled up and God said, I scrolled back down and I messaged this kid. I gave him my number to call tomorrow. My phone rings instantly. Yes. He's drunk. Okay, I can talk freely a little bit?
Yes, go ahead.
A little bit. He's drunk. He starts crying to me. I'm a perfect stranger that he feels broken.
Yes.
I start praying with him. So we prayed together on the phone. I said, call me tomorrow. We're going to get you on the show about the series. It's amazing. He calls me the next day, Danny, and he says, I think we spoke. I cracked up. I said, sweetie, we spoke. We did more than that. So it's just amazing how...
too much fun. Too much party.
How we meet people. Like, in ways, never say never. Never say never. Right, Danny?
Absolutely. Never say never. Ever, 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 ever. Yeah, no, it's crazy, the way you meet people. Seriously.
It really is.
So... tell everybody how they can really reach you. Like, tell them everything you want them to know, like where to get everything and all that. Your network, spell your name for them on Facebook.
If you guys have Instagram, you can reach me at Danny Felt Official, DANIFELT, like the material, official. You can follow me on my music Instagram at Danny Felt Music. You can find my company at DannyFelt.com, my music site at DannyFeltMusic.com, and my artist plugin program, artistpluginprogram.com/enroll, ENROLL.
I want to give a shout out to someone, and you're all going to appreciate this. I look at myself as a person that doesn't judge anyone. But I did judge something. I judged rap music. Okay? Never did I ever think that I would think it was okay. And especially when it's vulgar. I still don't think that's okay. But I just didn't get it. I really didn't. You know, my age, I just did not get it. Randy Shank, I want to give you a shout out because this young man, he's an amazing artist, and we want to hook you up too with him, Danny. Okay, and he came on my show, and he was the only one that ever let me understand it. And he said this to me: Jerry, everybody has a story. Everybody has to tell their story for them to survive, and everybody has to tell it their way. Mm-hmm. When he told me that, my heart, I love you, Randy. You're amazing. You know how I feel about you. You were the one that made me realize that even rap has a purpose today. Hip-hop, rap, all that, okay? So I love you for that, kiddo. We're coming to the close of the show. First of all, I want to thank my guest, Danny. I want to thank you, sweetheart. You know how I feel about you, okay? And this isn't over, okay? This isn't over. We're going to stay in touch. You're going to help me. I'm going to get something from you, and I have clients for you, and we're going to have you back on the radio. I love you, girlfriend.
Thank you
Frederica,
so much.
I want to thank you, sweetheart. I know you're a little shy, and this was really hard for you, but you're here. You made it. You did a great job. And this is not over, okay? You, young man, you already know how I feel about you, okay?
Yes.
Forget it. I just love him. So, Ricardo.
Yes.
So, Frederica.
Can we tell them where to go?
Yep.
Okay.
They are stars, and he wrote this. Now, point to your flyer. They could see it there, and tell them what you want to tell them.
Yes, so I just wanted to tell everybody out there, can you go check our Facebook page? It's called Hurt People, Bitter and Broken, the series. That's where you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram. You can follow us. It's called Hurt People Series on Instagram. And if you want to see our episodes, we have 5 episodes out now. It's on YouTube. It's called Bitter and Broken Web Series. So you can check out all the episodes there, and we got about 3 more episodes left into the season finale. So you guys got to catch up.
Got to catch up. Rob Bell, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Geri Petito Show, everybody, on PANJ Radio. You can check me out on the Geri Petito Show on HamiltonRadio.net. And now I'm a member of Beverly Nation. So I just want to say thank you to all my hosts out there. I want to thank you to all my guests, and I want to say thank you especially to Rob Bell of PANJ Radio.
You're certainly welcome.
Love you. Good?
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm
Gotta dance, baby. Come on.
Geri Petito, talk to class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is really true, is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.